Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to Championship Week here on VirtualRacing.Network. It's live iRacing, as it has been all season. It is the NORA Truck Series 2023 right here on VirtualRacing.Network, live simulcasting on YouTube in 4K and over on Facebook and Twitch. Welcome to all of you joining us live. Feel free to say hello in the chat room. And of course, tonight is championship night here for the Truck Series as we crown the champion from the top four that remain. We'll be getting into much more of that here in just a moment. But tonight we'll be doing 45 laps in the first stage, 90 in the second stage, and 150 laps overall tonight. And of course, as always, I'm joined by the team owner in the NORA Truck Series, as well as recent race winner in the NORA Truck Series, and legend sim racer himself, Christian Snyder. Christian, welcome back. What can we say about tonight's race here tonight at Phoenix?
Well, it's going to be very, very loose. These trucks don't have much grip. Qualifying is going to be during the day, but we got the race during the night, so it's going to be a little bit better. But these guys are going to really struggle in qualifying, so I think the best way to go about qualifying is just take it nice and easy. Don't push the limits, and you should be okay. But I'm telling you, the seams here are causing some trouble, as well as getting on the throttle a little bit too early. These trucks just snap, and there's no saving them. So we might have quite a few cautions here tonight. These trucks are an absolute handful. But, you know, I love Phoenix. It's always great racing, usually 3-4 wide sometimes. Multi-groove track, I always love those. So can't wait to see what these guys can do here tonight.
Well, and not too hot out there. Oh, my goodness. There's exactly what you're talking about, Christian.
Yeah.
Zach Hollinger loses it on his qualifying lap. Here's one of our drivers in red, Eric Sable. And, of course, talking about those seams, talking about some difficulty with transitioning those seams. It's been a story all season long, but here at Phoenix, you pull down onto that dog leg, and it is a big problem if you get it just wrong. And so far, Josh Conover setting the top time. Eric Sable now second fastest. Of course, that's two of our drivers in red. Cody Reeder about to head out there, waiting for him. Brian Jones yet to put in a qualifying effort. Joshua O'Connor in the seat over at Harper Motorsports tonight, the number 38. Everett Couts putting in his qualifying lap in third place. So great run for him. And of course, it was last night, as we look at Todd Slauson from Full Send Motorsports. It was last night we saw here on Icon, the Icon Cup Series champion get crowned. And it was that story all night with those seams and cars getting loose. And I imagine that will be the continued case tonight, as it's really tricky to keep those tires underneath you.
Yeah, it's very tricky. These trucks, they have a smaller wheelbase, though, than the Cup cars, so it's going to be less of an issue. But the problem with these is that they're just so snappy. The setup is very loose for these. You can see Brian Jones about to start his first lap, I believe, here.
Why don't you take us around here, Christian?
Yeah, going down through the dog leg, you want to cut as much as possible. Every inch is, you know, there's nothing that's out of bounds back there. But then through 1 and 2 here, you got to run the middle of the track. That's usually the best lane. Some people like to run the bottom. But down here, 3 and 4, or what used to be 1 and 2, it's always bottom.
And you see him here not fully taking the dog leg on that second lap. Great lap for him, though. Going to start him 5th fastest so far. Cody Reeder not yet to take a qualifying lap. Interesting decision to not get that one going. But here's Ronnie Norman. He's open to do a little bit of work himself. Just racing for owners points out there, but possibly going to be a spoiler and possibly able to help out Eric Sable at his JRC Sim team. Ronnie Norman second fastest, I guess, last night, getting in some practice laps might have helped out.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he actually won this race last year in the NORA Truck Series. So he's got experience here.
Indeed, and he's shown well here in most of the NORA races. So with that, I think most of these drivers have qualified. I do not see Cody Reeder suiting up to go out there and qualify. John Cottle also not getting in a qualifying lap. David McGuire and Blade Timmons not able to set down an official lap. Nick Gillis, I don't know if he's racing out there tonight or if he's going to sit this one out. But with that, why don't we take a look at where things line up after 22 races. This is it, down to the championship 4. Congratulations to these top 4 drivers: Joshua Conover, Brian Jones, Cody Reeder, and Eric Sable, your top 4 drivers who are competing tonight for that NORA Truck Series Championship of 2023. And these 4 guys really want it badly. Tim Harper just outside there, Jacob Gladelich torn shirts, and Sean Briscoe getting cut in this last round. And then taking a look over at our Owners Championship. This is still up for grabs tonight. JRC Sim Team, Brian Powell Motorsports, the number 45, the 16 of Hollinger Racing, and the 3 of Flatline Motorsports. Which of these teams, and it's 4 different teams, which is pretty cool, which of these teams will end up taking home that Owners Championship? That will be fun to track tonight as well. And so with that, let's go over the starting grid for tonight's finale race for the NORA Truck Series 2023. There on your screen, you can see it, and this is the way you want to do it, Christian. You got to be proud of your good friend Joshua Conover, who puts down a top time, puts it on pole position to start the race, going to give himself the best possible chance here at Phoenix to win this race. Ronnie Norman, his good friend, going to start alongside in second. On the second row, Tim Harper and Eric Sable, another one of the championship contenders. Everett Couts will be alongside of Brian Jones, the third of 4 championship contenders. Torn shirts next to Zach Hollinger in 7th and 8th. And then in 9th place, Joshua O'Connor next to Cody Height. Cody Height on YouTube, as he is known, as he is streaming right now, as is Tim Harper, by the way, over on Twitch. Christopher Heights will be starting in 11th place alongside of Jacob Gladelich. Starting in 13th, Todd Slauson next to Chad Engel. Anthony Campbell back in the seat again this week in 15th place. He'll be starting next to Blade Timmons. Cody Reeder is going to make the start, we believe, back in 17th place, though haven't seen him. You see him out there? He is on the grid, so he did make it to the grid tonight. John Cottle will be in 18th place. 19th, David McGuire, and last but not least will be, I don't think Gillis is going to start tonight.
Yeah, I can confirm Nick Gillis is going to be the RC for tonight and tomorrow night, so he's going to pull some double duty and work up in the RC booth. But these guys are going to have 3 pace laps, kind of a realistic feel here tonight. They're not going to go green right away. You know how in real life they run around the track a couple times, get the tires warmed up, get everything ready. It just kind of soothes the nerves a little bit running around here under pace laps. So these guys are just getting ready, and let's go ahead and highlight these guys that are running for the championship here. You got Josh Conover in the 17 truck, the Hooters truck. He's looking for his first title in 5 seasons. He's been here in the Final Four all 4 of the previous seasons. This is his 5th appearance in the Final Four. Looking for that elusive championship, though. And then starting in 4th, Eric Sable in that 9 truck. This is his first season. Came in midway through. Made it to the Final Four in his first season. Looking to capitalize an amazing year with the championship. Trevor, you want to take Brian Jones here?
Yeah, Brian has just been practically unstoppable in most of the races that he has felt it. Is he going to feel it here tonight in Phoenix? I mean, if he is, everyone else is in danger. But Josh Conover so far setting the fast time, and Brian Jones back here in, sixth place. So it's, we'll see how it plays out in the race, but do not count out that number 45 of Brian Jones. Cody Reeder, he has shown very strong at the end of this season. Number 85 for KPR Motorsports, a fantastic team over there at KPR. They've been doing a bang-up job, but Cody's got to work his way forward. Did he have a DNQ for this race?
I think he actually got loose in qualifying and scraped the wall, and that disallowed his lap. So he's going to start from the back, but, we've seen crazier things at Phoenix as we are 1 to green here, getting ready. I don't know if this cools the nerves or builds them, because you're wanting to go, and then you go out there for 3 laps and run around. So I don't know, man. We'll see if these guys' nerves are calmed down or if they're at an all-time high here, as we should be going green here this lap.
Well, some of these drivers who do real-life racing, Josh Conover, part of that group, this is what you're used to. You do these pace laps, you get ready to go, and you get the butterflies. You still do, even after all those times out there gearing up to go green, and it's only until finally everything gets going green and everybody is at full speed that the nerves start to settle. You can take over, but until then, it is just Nerve City. Who's it going to be at the end of this race? We're about to find out. 3 stages, 150 laps to go to find out who will be the NORA Truck Series champion. Josh Conover, first one through the dog leg. We're underway. Tim Harper, Ronnie Norman side by side. And then you've got 2x2 going back. Looks like Brian Jones already climbing the order a little bit. Eric Sable, Everett Couch trading positions for a moment. But now it's reset back to the way that it was.
A little bit of contact there between the 38 and 33. Joshua O'Connor and Torn Shirts get into each other.
Well, right now, a bit more side-by-side action just up in front. It's Eric Sable and Tim Harper racing side-by-side for the position. Sable stays on that low line. He's able to take that position from Tim Harper.
Yeah, already early you can see Conover, he's starting to gap Ronnie Norman just a little bit. And we've talked about it. Whenever Conover qualifies up front, the rest of the field needs to be scared, because usually he qualifies, 5th, 6th, and runs about top 10 all race, and then comes up at the end. But now he's out here leading early.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, this is kind of a reversal of the typical role that we see Josh Conover and Brian Jones playing. Usually it's Brian Jones and Eric Sable up there qualifying at the front, and Josh Conover kind of doesn't really care. He's sort of a little bit further back, usually comes forward in the race, and then we see him somewhere at some point in the race he makes contact with the leaders, and then he's sort of hanging around up there in the front. And that's been Josh's story over and over and over again. But here he is, fast on qualifying, holding down the front. The question is Brian Jones and Eric Sable going to hang out back there and wait it out and try and manage those tires through the stage?
They might. Eric Sable, what he wants right now is his teammate and team owner, Ronnie Norman, to get up there and start battling Conover, let him catch up. That's kind of the plan for tonight for Norman, is to help him in any way possible. Other drivers may frown upon that, like having a guy that's willing to go out there and do that. But at the same time, everyone else is able to have teammates, so they can easily do it too.
Hey, Christian, how about this guy already climbing 6 positions? Cody Reeder getting it done quick and early, already up into 11th place from 17th. So moving forward in a hurry and making passes. Not any trouble for Cody Reeder so far.
Yeah, no surprise. He messed up in qualifying, but he's definitely a top 10 truck. And Brian Jones, to touch on his performance right now this early, the past few years he hasn't been great here. He's been a top 5 truck here at Phoenix, but he just never has gotten the winning type speed that he needs each year. He has won a championship, He finished second in the race that he won the championship, which was actually to me. But yeah, he's been really good here. Well, not really good, but good enough every year. And that's his plan tonight, I'm sure, is just run as good as he can and not push the truck. Because the guys who push their truck more than what the truck is willing to give you are the guys who are possibly going to end up wrecking this thing.
Well, and we saw it last night. We saw Tim Harper really pushing his truck. He was doing well, and then all of a sudden, he'll get loose on him, and this happened 2-3 times last night. That's how close it was for Harper to possibly win a championship last night in Icon, but he just needed a little bit more luck on his side and possibly to keep it under him a little bit more, and that's really just a product of maybe pushing hard, and so you want to push, but then you don't want to push so hard that you burn off those tires.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised the interview went as well as it did last night. Usually he would be in a down mood and not wanting to talk, but he put that behind him and really saw the positives out of it. And that's what you want to see in a driver, is getting the positives out of every situation. Even in races that you wreck, you have to learn something. So it doesn't matter if you finish last, you're going to learn something for the next time you're out there.
Yeah, certainly, and he knew that was the whole focus, was just to go out there, do the best that he can, and then he has another couple of opportunities to go out there and win races this week. But at the same time, that was his chance for the championship last night, and he held his composure well. Sign of potentially, maturing into this role as a top-level driver. He's really felt it this season. He's been able to keep up with the top drivers. Speaking of Tim Harper, who's currently running in 4th place, he's been able to keep up with the top drivers in all 3 of the leagues. And of course, he runs Harper Motorsports, and I'm sure he's not, it's not a surprise that he can keep up with that level of talent. But to look at yourself in the playoffs and able to keep up with the cream of the crop in all of these leagues, at some point you got to say, hey, even if I don't get this one, I'll be back. I'll get another opportunity. And here he's about to face a challenge from Brian Jones coming forward.
Yeah, Jones peeked the nose underneath him there on the backstretch. And now going on the front stretch through the dogleg, he's well beside him here. See if he makes a pass here. The outside's going to be a little bit better through this corner because the truck on the inside is going to get a little bit loose.
Well,
you can see the momentum there for Harper.
And hate to take it away, but while we were looking at that battle, how about this battle going on side by side for the lead? Ronnie Norman and Josh Conover now fighting it out for the lead. 2 good friends off the track, and
I don't know about on the track. Off the track, sure, but on the track, Conover is saying, man, what are you doing? Get out of here.
Well, Ronnie is certainly wanting to win tonight's race, as he always does. Goes out there and tries to give it his all. And
yeah, he still hasn't won in the Truck Series, believe it or not. He's won a couple races in the Cup, but has not punched that ticket in the Truck Series yet.
Is that an actual stat?
That's an actual stat this season. He has not won in the trucks.
That's insane. That's like Sean Briscoe not winning when he was under, absolutely, he had his it was like he had his tail on fire for so many of those races, and it was only one car that could finish better than him, or one truck in this case. But Ronnie Norman has had so many good finishes, and of course over in Cup he's had so much luck, but what an amazing statistic that in fact he has not won. So maybe tonight's his night after all. But I know Josh Conover does not want to give up that W. He wants to go out with a bang. He wants the W. He wants the championship. He wants it all, and he wants it now. He wants it this race. This is, as you said, he's been 0 in these championships, and he is so focused and so desiring to put that to rest and get that monkey off his back and get one of these championships. So we'll see whether or not he can pull that off. But here comes Eric Sable as well.
Yeah, I always kind of mess with him a little bit. Every chance I get, I bring up the fact that I won the championship against him in season 1. He always says I stole it. But I always bring up that opportunity to mess with him. But he definitely does. He deserved that championship in season 1. He got wrecked under caution actually in season 1, so that was very unfortunate for him. And he just hasn't had the luck the past 4 years, and hopefully his luck turns around tonight. I mean, recently married, maybe that'll help him. He's got a new mindset in life, so maybe that'll help.
Yeah, we all get our inspiration from different ways, for sure. Right now, it's Conover, Sable, and Jones running 2nd through 4th. How about Cody Reeder? Well, he's back here in 9th, a ways back. But again, with the stage cautions, so far, he's doing just fine, I think, coming through the field. Thanks for everybody joining us over in YouTube chat. Great to see you. Anthony Campbell checking in. Nick Geilis checking in. Geilis rooting on Josh Conover. I guess that's safe to say since he's running race control tonight. And also, Reeder had throughput during qualifying, so he actually had a major issue with his internet connection, and I guess lucky to say that he only ended up losing his qualifying lap. You know how sometimes those things can be absolutely devastating. You lose connection to the race. Wouldn't that suck? Just to use a term, but I mean, would it be not just horrible to come into the championship race? You haven't had much in the way of disconnecting issues all season, and then you get disconnected when it's race time.
Yeah, it was kind of funny that you switched to Ronnie Norman whenever you said that, because he's had that happen to him this year, where he's had connection issues during the race that took him out of it. So, I mean, he's got experience in that. But yeah, Reeder's very lucky that happened during qualifying, not during the race.
Yeah, Ronnie has had his share of issues, and one could say that, he's been kept out of the Icon Championship because of it. He had chances to win in various races, and he got taken right out of the lead because of disconnecting and or wheel problems. So various technical gremlins creeping up there and getting at some of these drivers over the course of the season, and that's just all part of it. I mean, you go through it in real life as well. You have the frequently battery problems in these cars, but certainly other wiring issues and other random happenstance issues with the car. Things with the engine not quite firing correctly, or you go out there for a session and all of a sudden it's down on power. You can't quite figure out what it is. So kind of gets, simulated to some extent here in iRacing, where you do have disconnects, you have hardware failures, and I guess you do everything you possibly can to make sure everything works right. Certainly, my father, he was out there, he raced semi-professionally back in the day, and he had it's always sometimes the cheapest of parts, a 10-cent fastener come loose on his race car at 140 miles an hour, and all of a sudden his hood flew up. So, it's a 10-cent fastener, and yet sometimes these parts all fail on you, and no telling what it could be. So Ronnie Norman having to recover from all of his issues over the course of the season, and Josh Conover, though, he hasn't had those types of disconnect issues. He's put in the laps. He's won many races here and over in the Cup Series. He's looked stellar all season long, but he hasn't necessarily been like in this position where he just runs out front and he's there from pole to from flag to flag. But tonight, the Hooters 17 looking really strong, Christian.
Yeah, he's had a few races where he's looked this way, and usually he comes out on top in them. So, I mean, like I said earlier, the rest of the field should be a little bit worried that 17's hooked up as much as it is.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, everyone else just seeing Ronnie out there in front as well. Same kind of thing. It's like, well, if Ronnie or Josh are feeling it like that and Eric Sable cannot make progress on them, I mean, this may be the night that you just say goodbye to that race win, because Ronnie is the type of driver that he doesn't show his hand if he doesn't got something in that hand. And if he's out there running laps out in front, you better believe that he's not just out there running off those tires. And right now, Conover, he's hanging there. But since Ronnie Norman's gotten by him, he's stretched it out to almost 9/10 of a second. So this is really something else to watch this go down, and we'll have to see how this plays out here tonight. But Ronnie Norman putting on a good show here in Phoenix. Josh Conover looking stellar in second. Eric Sable currently holding down third place. Brian Jones in fourth. Tim Harper still back here in fifth position, though he's dropped 2 spots from where he started. And then you've got this battle between Cody Reeder and Everett Couts. This is for 6th position. So Reeder now up 11 spots from where he started. And he's looking extremely strong here.
Yeah, he's going to be careful. I mean, he's going to burn off the tires. I think he'll be okay because he's going to get saved by that stage at lap 45. We're only a couple of laps away from that. So I think he's in the best position because you could see how many trucks he's passed. He could pass, 4 more on the next restart and be the guy who's in the championship lead.
Well, certainly we're watching with bated breath to see when these championship drivers decide to make moves on each other. But McGuire there in your bright green on the low lane. And the number 33 of Torrin Shirts on the high side. Torrin Shirts was in this championship hunt here until the last round of the playoffs, getting knocked out coming into the championship 4. So Shirts now moves back up into the top 10, but one of those drivers that possibly going to sharpen his pencil for next season. Might see Shirts able to get up there and challenge for this championship. Wow. McGuire and Shirts getting real close racing through the corner.
Yeah, very close there. Like I said earlier, that inside car just has a lot of trouble whenever you're side by side. You can see he got loose again there in the 16, going to go by him. That's Cody Height in the 16. He's running for an owner's championship. He's clear back in 11, so he's got some work to do if he wants that owner's title.
Yeah, definitely some work to do, but again, this has kind of been Cody Height in a nutshell. He's run back here usually 5th to 10th through much of the race, but he'll take his flirtations up there in the top 5 for a while. Of course, taking a race win over in Mid-Ohio here in the Truck Series earlier. A shock to all of us watching, but not a shock from a performance standpoint. I mean, certainly Cody Height has got the capability, race in and race out, but just we hadn't really seen him running in the top 3 or 4 for most of the season, and he managed to snag that win on a road course, which is, again, with the amount of road racing talent in this series, it's kind of amazing, but he was on the right strategy that night, and right now, like you said, racing for that owner's championship. So kind of in a sea of Fords out there, honestly, right now, but still trying to get forward and get up into that top 10 where he'll have a chance at that owner's championship.
And Eric Sable, another driver in that owner's championship. So right now, I believe he is in the best position to win that. Not in the best position to win the driver's title, but the owner's title is not as important, but still is a big deal to win.
Well, we saw this also last night, too. It's possibly a situation where if Sable can get around, maybe with some clever pit strategy, if he can get around and get that clear air up in front, he might be able to get a little bit more speed than Conover and Norman. And that was the key last night. We heard it talked about. The key to the championship last night was just getting up there into that clear air. That was really the key. So we'll see. It's not quite the same situation here in the trucks, but will that be the case tonight if one of these drivers can get around? I mean, Brian Jones, another one that, you know, if he can get around and get up there into the lead, you know he knows what to do with it. And there is the caution flag, so that will be the end. Is that the end of the stage?
No, this is a caution for cause somewhere on this track.
Hollinger. That's for Hollinger. So an interesting timed caution comes out several laps before the end of the stage.
Yeah, this is, I don't know if the stage will be over.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is this officially going to end the stage?
We've seen them before extend the stage just a couple laps, that way they can have a green-white checker. This very well could be the case. You see everybody coming into the pits. Certainly everybody into the pits at this point. Their Hollinger starts to get around, and I believe Vladelich just finishes the job. As he's going through the corner there. Just getting loose and then gets tagged from Gladelich. So back to the live picture here as Hollinger decides to stay out there while everyone else pits. Cody Height, first one off of pit lane. Actually, no, I take it back. He has not pitted. I take that back. So maybe he missed his pit box then. It's possible. I believe he went through the pits. Josh Conover, the first one to come out. Eric Sable in second. Ronnie Norman losing one spot in the pits to third. Cody Reeder basically up to the virtual fourth on the track as now Hollinger and Height both head down pit lane. So Reeder, just like that, back up into the fight, and this was not the stage caution. So I'm hoping let's pull somebody up here for a quick interview. Who you want to pull up? We can talk with, let's pull up Eric Sable. All right, fine. There he is. And Eric Sable, this is Trevor Greenfield up in the booth. You got a copy? Yeah, I just got him in here. Eric Sable, Trevor in the booth. You got me?
What's up, Trevor? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing just great, my friend. Championship 4. It's all on the line tonight. You got the money lion. Number 9, what you thinking? Can you get by Conover?
I don't know, man. Conover has great pace here. This is not one of my best tracks to race on. So for me to be able to sit here, and I was holding steady about one sector behind Conover, and Ronnie was just alien pace out front, and I told him that. I'm like, I don't know what you're doing, but I need to figure it out. Well, but, you know, we just have to try to sit here and be consistent and be at the right place at the right time to this championship.
Definitely, and you never know what opportunities will arise. Last night, clean air was the key. If you could get clean air, you could put down the fast laps. Do you think that's the case tonight? Or you think Conover's just got some extra little bit up his sleeve?
I definitely think clean air has something to do with something. If I can get out front and just set sail and just get that right pace underneath my belt and drive the truck the way it needs to be driven, I think we can get this, you know, win and the championship, no problem.
Well, you take the win, the Drivers' Championship, and the Owners' Championship if you could do it. So best of luck out there tonight, and I'm sure we'll be chatting with you at the end of this race.
Thanks, guys. Keep up the good work.
Thanks. So that is Eric Sable, one of the championship for tonight, racing for both that Owners' Champ and the Drivers' Champ. And Christian Sable and Conover are going to start this one side by side. Yeah, I believe we're going to have a green-white checkered, so this is for a stage, but the owners guys don't necessarily need to win the stage. It's just going to help them with track position, so we'll see who wins the stage. Is it going to be Conover, Sable, Norman, or Jones? Here we go, green flag. Here we go, we are back underway. Sable not able to jump with Conover. Ronnie Norman slots into third place, still side by side behind him for fourth spot with Brian Jones and Cody Reeder. Lots of other trucks still figuring it out back there. You can see them 2 wide, 3 wide down this back stretch. As they come through the corner, it's Eric Sable down on the low side. Is he going to be able to take that spot? No, he will not.
Oh, and I'm just alerted that the caution was the stage. They decided to make that the stage caution, and we are going green until lap 90 now.
Well, that's certainly a massive change in strategy, so I hope all the drivers knew. Oh my goodness,
man.
We've got somebody into the wall back here.
That's Hollinger again. And he has taken it off the track.
Well, fortunately, before it causes another caution, Hollinger pulls it off the track. Must not have had everything fixed on that machine, or something went wrong with it. But here we go, battle for first. I wonder if Sable is not going up there to try to pressure Josh Conover and try and get that clean air away from him.
Well, Brian Jones just passed Norman too, so now he's in this fight.
This is turning into quite the dogfight up here. We've got 3 red back drivers in the top 3 positions, and Cody Reeder is right there in 5th place. They're now racing it out back here for 4th and 5th place. Cody Reeder down to the inside of Ronnie Norman on the backstretch.
And Norman almost tagged the wall, and he's still having a little bit of trouble there on the outside of Reeder. Reeder now going to get by him, and look at this. All 4 championship guys, 1 through 4 on the track. This is typical. We always see this in championship races. The champ 4 always find themselves 1 through 4.
This is really phenomenal stuff. Speaks to the level of racing here in the NORA Truck Series. Josh Conover up front right now for Flatline Motorsports, holding on to a very slim margin over Eric Sable. So we just complete lap number 50. Now 1/3 of the way through this race into stage number 2. Eric Sable lining him up on the inside. Thus far not able to get alongside and try to fight for that position. He's going to hold in there though, Christian. This is getting really close. I think Eric Sable is really trying to lay it all on the line here at the start. What does this do to their tires for the rest of this stage though?
Well, Sables is going to be a little bit worse off because he's trying to push Conover into pushing his tires. But Conover is not pushing them too much, so Sable's going to burn him off before him, but he's just trying to make him make a mistake.
Oh,
now
and
he's
there
going to
he's
peek
got
underneath.
the move.
Conover pinched him real tight here. He's going to have the momentum on the outside here, but Sable going to cut the dog leg, try to get next to him here, going in through 1 and 2.
Sable laying all his cards on the table right now. I think he just is not able though to carry that momentum and hold on to the position. He's forced to back out. Conover right now might be sitting very well as Sable just kind of gave it his all, and I don't know if Sable's got any more to give.
Yeah, it looks like he already burned the tires off. Josh Conover already starting to gap him just ever so slightly, so that's tough. You want to get the lead, but you're going to burn your tires off doing so. And now you can see Blade Timmons has got by Ronnie Norman as well, and he's in that championship, owners championship battle with Sable, so he's trying to get up there and fight him.
Yeah, definitely. This has turned into quite the battle here for both owners and the Drivers' Championship. Everybody right now fighting it out. Caudle in the middle of this battle in 10th place. McGuire, Couts, all up here in this battle fighting it out to get into the top 10. Meanwhile, what happened to Cody Height? Height all the way back here in 17th place after that missed pit box, I believe. And Alanis King, thanks for checking in. Thanks for the good season of broadcasting, gang. Appreciate the effort you put in making it such a good show. You are too kind, Alanis. We really appreciate it. And of course, it's been our absolute pleasure here at VirtualRacing.Network covering the NORA Truck and Cup Series for most of the season, and what a great season it has been. Such great action, such great driving from these competitors. I mean, even here in the championship race, you got your championship 1, 2, 3, 4 already a third of the way into the race. So Conover still, I mean, Christian, this is so close, I can't even believe it, but 0.2 of a second separating first from second right now, and this is a championship right here. Whoever can lead this race at the end of this race is going to win it. Win the whole thing.
Yeah, we still got about 94 laps to go. These guys battling like it's the last lap every lap, though. Gonna kill the tires if you keep running like this. And I think Conover is kind of pushing the tires a little bit to try to keep in front of Sable. And a guy that's not pushing the tires at all back there is definitely Ronnie Norman. You know, we talked about it last night. He's one of the guys that's really good at saving those tires for the long run.
Well, this is just one awesome run from Conover and Sable, but as you said, Jones sitting back here in third. We haven't gotten a chance to speak with him yet, but we're going to try to speak with everybody here tonight before the end of the night. Cody Reeder sitting back here in fourth place. 13 positions gained for this guy, and something tells me he's not done. He's squaring up on Brian Jones and just trying to figure out what is the best way to get by that number 45.
The best way, I think, to get by is definitely going to be getting to his outside. The outside is going to be the way to pass here tonight because, like I've said earlier, the inside you get loose underneath the truck typically. So if you can get to their outside and pinch them down, it's an easy pass. So here you see Cody Reeder's going to move up the track, try to get a good run here. Not able to get it there, but that's the right move, is get a run on him into the corner on the outside. Here we go. He's got another run here. Not able to do anything with it here through 3 and 4. 3 and 4 a little bit harder to run the bottom. You can see he backed up the corner, though. He's going to have a good run on exit. It's not close enough. Can't set up that run.
It's a game of inches. It's a game of patience, Christian. You know this better than anyone. You're at a track like this where it's not just drafting, it's patience. You've got to wait for that opportunity to open and be ready to pounce when it does, especially if the guy in front of you makes a mistake. Now, it's not common for a driver like Jones to make a mistake, but it has happened this season. And with the fact that these trucks can go bouncing around through the dog leg, and you got to get it just right through these corners. If Jones were to make a small mistake, you got to be ready to jump up to that high side and take over the position.
Yeah, in these long green flag runs, you have to stay in a rhythm, and getting out of that rhythm can ruin your entire race just one time. So these guys doing a good job so far, staying in rhythm and not making any mistakes.
Well, there he's going to take it down low.
That's a bold move.
It is a bold move. We do have Anthony Campbell. This just happened not long ago. Let's take a look back here. Oh, my goodness. Campbell does
little pirouette.
Yeah, nice little pirouette and back. Once again, fully under control. That's something else. And now we have another incident from him. This is...
Yep.
Oh, and the yellow is now out.
Once you heat up the tires, it makes the car super loose. And I think this is going to end up being the caution. He just stayed on the track at the bottom of the racetrack, and that's what's going to bring out the caution. But once pit stops go through, I think we'll be able to interview another one of our championship drivers.
Absolutely. And what is this going to do for some of these drivers? Is anybody going to bite on this pit stop?
Last
lap of 29 seconds. Look at everybody coming in. Last lap was 29 seconds. The best laps are 27:15, so 27:25. Yeah. So close to 2 seconds off there. Definitely some time to be gained by getting some freshies on those trucks. And the number of long green flag stints that we've done tonight, you have to now kind of look at it and start to assume that maybe that's what we're going to be looking at, another couple of long green flag stints. So probably no damage in taking your a set of tires right now.
Yeah, it shouldn't hurt them too bad. I think they have an extra set tonight because they did in real life. They usually have like a small amount of tires, but for the championship race, they usually allow one extra.
Well, that's certainly a good call. Conover there, able to get out just ahead of Eric Sable. And Cody Reeder jumps Brian Jones in the pits, now up into third spot.
Yeah, I can confirm they have 6 sets of tires tonight, so they can. This is only their second set, so they can burn a couple more.
Well, you want to take a chance and chat to Cody Reeder?
Let me go find him here and pull him up. There he is. All right, there he is.
And Cody Reeder, Trevor Greenfielder in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, my friend. Championship 4 out there tonight. You're up into third. You took that position there in the pits. You got to be feeling pretty good about your chances here tonight.
Yeah, I just, gosh, my computer just malfunctioned, crashed when I went to qualify, so started last basically, and just been working my way up, just trying to hang with these guys. That's what it's about tonight.
Yeah, so we saw that, and we were wondering, did he get a DNQ? Was that the reason? Because I didn't remember seeing it on the penalties, but fortunately, everything kind of straightened itself out. You were able to get in the race and just focus. So what is your strategy now that you're up here in the top 3? You going to try to do this thing by making your passes and just being around at the end is the key to getting up there with some clever strategy and getting that clean air? What are you thinking about the way to win this race or win the championship tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like you're going to have to win, just based off of these two guys. I think Brian and I have been pretty even. Just got to bide my time, just be patient, let it come to me, hopefully, and be there at the end. I mean, these guys are it's championship 4 for a reason, man. All these guys are really, really fast, so I've got to just be there at the end, hang in, and just do what I can, man. That's it.
Well, you feeling like a long green flag stint or short run's going to be in your favor?
I'm hoping for a very long green flag.
Well, best of luck to you. Hope you get that. And in the meantime, we'll be able to chat with you at the end of this one. And like I said, good luck in the end of this one.
Thank you, guys.
So that is Cody Reeder for KPR Motorsports, who's holding down the fort over there. Got KPR into the championship 4 here in the NORA Truck Series. And Christian, Cody's looking pretty fantastic. I mean, the dude has gotten 14 positions so far tonight. He was pretty much all over the back of Brian Jones there. We'll see.
He didn't sound too excited, though.
He didn't.
I mean, I guess it is kind of tough whenever you're third out of the championship 4. I mean, I'm sure Brian Jones right now is going to sound the same because he's not up there leading that championship 4 right now.
Well, certainly, we're back underway here at Phoenix in the season finale for the 2023 NORA Truck Series. Some trucks hitting the wall back there. It looked like Everett Couts possibly touching that wall there on the outside, and Tim Harper as well. Right?
Tis but a scratch at this track.
Right. As we're now 3 and 4 wide for the moment through the dog leg, a little bit further back. Oh, and Harper gets turned.
That's more than a scratch. Oh, man.
Harper
head first into the wall.
Hard into the wall.
Same exact thing that happened last night to him. Guy behind him got hit from behind and into him.
Well, and that brings out a yellow flag, and that was not... That is literally what happened last night. Not exactly the same placement of the cars, but in terms of how he got put into that wall, it's exactly what happened last night in the Icon race.
And I'm sure he's hitting his wheel, and he is upset because even though he's not in that championship 4, he still wants to win here. He talked about it last night. He still wants to go out here and win one of these races.
Well, he started
end the season on a high note.
He started in third, so you would think that, you know, he was pretty much geared up to have a front-running night out there tonight. I don't know if he's got any damage on that machine. Can't quite tell from these cameras. But doesn't look like anything bent too badly, at least from what we can see. So, I mean, and again, he had the same exact thing last night. He got punted out of the way. Now, it did work in his favor last night, though. Question is he pitting right now and going to have to take a penalty for it?
I think the pits were open. So he's going to take probably 4 tires and fix the rest of his damage here. See if the right sides go up here. They do not. So he is just strictly fixing damage, but he has gotten out of that truck. He might be calling it.
Oh, interesting.
Let's see if he gets back into the truck.
Well,
I don't know if he will.
He's got, what, 2 other trucks for Harper in the race here tonight.
Yeah, he could back out to possibly spot them. Hopefully he turned his truck off, though, because that will start smoking and cause a little bit of a smoke screen there in turn 1. Don't want a smoke grenade, thrown out there.
Definitely.
and well, I guess it's what, turn 3 or 4 now, so it used to be 1.
Well, let's see if we can chat with Brian Jones.
Let's see here. There he is. Got him.
And hi, Brian Jones. This is Trevor Greenfield up here in the booth. You got me?
Howdy, Trevor. How's it going?
I'm doing just fine, my friend. You're out there racing with your other 3 red-backed Championship 4 drivers, but you're right there, ready to pounce and take this championship. You feeling it?
I'm feeling pretty good. I like the car. I like the setup. I like the track. I don't like my track position right now. However, something to keep an eye on here is Cody Reeder. I don't know if you guys have noticed. He didn't qualify. He's got a pit stall advantage on everyone. He's kind of pitted in the turn, and you can't beat him out the pit stall. So that's something to keep an eye on for sure.
Wow, that is an interesting point. We'll have to watch that in the next round of pit stops. But for you, what's going to be your advantage tonight? How are you going to be able to beat these other 3 drivers?
Well, I'm hoping just to keep it clean. I mean, I've won 2 championships just by not wrecking. So I think that's going to be a big key here, is just keep the car clean, and when the time comes to make it happen, you got to make it happen.
You hoping for long green flag stints, or are you feeling like maybe short stints going to be better for you?
I think I need chaos, just to be honest. So shorter the better. If somebody wants to stay out, take 2, whatever it is. I think I'm going to need some help from the rest of the field.
Well, either way, you've had a fantastic season. You look great all season long, and we wish you the best of luck here at the end of this one.
Thanks, guys.
So that is Brian Jones, Brian Powell Motorsports, and Christian, yet again, another driver that, I mean, he's gotten all kinds of wins. He's looked unstoppable at various points, but he didn't sound 100% confident about this one.
Yeah, not too much confidence, and he said that, he's won 2 before by just not wrecking, and I tell you what, that first one was because I was beating off his back bumper, and he wouldn't let me by, so he finally let me by so that he didn't wreck, because I was going to wreck him.
Well, he has a sixth sense about these things. Conover,
exactly.
Conover up on the wheel and getting a good run off of the green flag, but here is Cody Reeder on the inside. He's going to try to do what Eric Sable has not been able to do, and that's take that position, but unfortunately for him, he loses a little bit of momentum coming through the corner, and now it's Sable who races him side by side. Real tight racing here on lap number 76 of 150.
We're about 25 laps away from the end of the second stage, so you gotta put yourself in a good position to come into the pits. Like Jones said, if Reeder can get in and get out pretty quick, then he might end up finding himself in the lead during that stage in that round of pit stops here. But man, side by side here, Brian Jones and Cody Reeder, these two have been racing each other for I think 2 years now. It's been amazing to watch these guys go at it. You can see Blade Timmons kind of getting into this little fight here. He's starting to catch up on Cody Reeder.
Yeah, certainly Reeder and Jones having a terrific battle, but Reeder now back into 4th place. So Jones up into 3rd, and this is starting to materialize. As he said, you know, Reeder started to have some difficulty, so he drifts backwards. He's just hoping, beyond hope, I'm sure Brian Jones is, that these top 2 tangle or somehow have an issue and he can take over that lead.
Yeah, he's hoping Sable goes up there and dumps Josh, but behind them a little bit of a close moment there. I think that was Timmons that got a little sideways.
Here's O'Connor taking a look. I think better of it for the moment. Hold on to it.
So earlier today, hold on to it. I was trying to say earlier today, Blade Timmons' teammate to Conover, those guys were practicing earlier, and I was watching, and Timmons is just as fast as Conover, so kind of surprised he's not up there with him right now.
Well, we'll see who is able to get up there at the front at the end of this race, which is when it really matters. But right now, it's all Conover, Sable, Jones, and Reeder. That's the way it's pretty much been all race, with the exception of a very short time period when Ronnie Norman was up there in the front. It's pretty much been these 4 all race long, and that is so exciting, as we've had quite the battle for this championship on our hands, and it is something else.
Yeah, my math was incorrect, as it usually is. I said it was 25 to go to the stage, but we're already 9 laps to go. The stage is at lap 90, so that is my mistake. But 9 laps, or well, I think 8 laps. These guys are going to have another round of pit stops, 4 new tires. So right now, there's no tire saving right now. It's push as hard as you can.
So who's going to push the hardest? Who's going to be able to take advantage before this caution comes out for the stage break? Right now, it's Conover, Sable, Jones, and Reeder. I'll tell you what, Conover is just not opening the door. Now, is this 150 laps of just making sure you don't open that door? I mean, can they pry that door open? Is it going to take a last lap, you know, fender action for Sable to get by him? What's it going to take for some of these guys to get by Conover?
Well, I can tell you that the Hail Melon move does not work, so they can't use that, which is put your truck into the wall going into turn 3 and just full throttle it. It does not work. So you're going to have to move someone if you're going to want this win. Or wait for the guy in front of you to make a mistake, but dare I say, Conover is not one of those guys that typically makes mistakes.
He has made them, but you're absolutely right. And again, if there's one night where you don't want to, this would be the night. How about side-by-side between Reeder and Jones again, this for 3rd place on the track?
Oh, man. They're a little bit close there. Oh, and I've just been informed that the Hail Melon is actually illegal, so they couldn't do it even if they wanted to, so... Good information there.
Well, first you got to get caught, so hasn't stopped these guys from trying some pretty desperate moves before.
Yeah, I mean, a good excuse would just be, oh, you know, my throttle hung. I had no say in that.
Wasn't intentional at all. Well, it looks like Brian Jones able to stay clear of Cody Reeder's attempts to get by him. Looked like he got a little bit loose that time, but he's able to keep that truck straight. So still staying in that 3rd spot. Look a little bit further back at some of these battles that are going on. Cottle back here in 8th place. He's gained 10 spots tonight. So given a good run for the number 98 for Hollinger Racing. And Todd Slauson up into 9th place. He's gained 4 spots so far. 22 for full send, the top driver out there for full send tonight. In fact, oh, no, there is another driver. That's Chad Engel out there for full send, for those of you keeping track.
Yeah, he's got a special
and there's the
paint scheme here
32s
tonight.
around.
Oh, man.
Everett Couch sideways on the track. That's going to bring out our caution.
Yeah, and that's going to be the stage here because we were only one lap away from getting the caution for the stage, so... But I was just going to mention that, yeah, Chad has a special paint scheme here tonight, but let's see what happens. Oh, man. Torn just gets into him and just kept turning him.
Yeah, just gets drop kicked there from Torn Shirts. Let's, we'll check one more time from overhead and check it out. But I believe we're going to see exactly the same thing.
Yeah, just never lifted. And, you know, we don't know what happened a lap before that. You know, we don't know what's been happening with these two. But, yeah, clearly he did not want to break. And he did a good job because if your goal is to take someone out, you don't want to wreck yourself. So he slowed down enough that he didn't wreck himself with that one. But he's going to get an EOL penalty because that is very obviously on him.
Yeah, definitely cause caution. So everybody into the pits here. And I believe that will give us a chance to catch up with Josh Conover here in just a moment. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here with discussion with Joshua Conover. Stay tuned. Welcome back here on VirtualRacing.Network, and we're going to get a chance to chat with Josh Conover.
There he is, yeah.
There he is. Josh, welcome to the booth, and quick discussion here, Mr. Championship contender. You've been leading this whole race, and you took the pole position. It's all looking pretty awesome for you right now.
Yeah, Chris can kind of relate to this one for me when I say this, but this is typically about where it falls apart. So this is kind of going how last year went to a T. We led most of the first two stages, and then I think like 10 laps into stage 3 there was a wreck up front because there was an early caution. Some guys took 2, and I had engine damage, and that was it. So hopefully we can get a decent run in and avoid the 2 tires and stuff, but trying what I can. I mean, this is exactly what you want. Your 4 title guys are 1, 2, 3, 4, so hopefully it's been a good show.
Been an awesome show so far, and maybe this is the race where the luck changes, and it's Conover who comes home with that NORA Truck Series trophy. What would it mean to you after all these attempts to get this championship? What would it mean to you, especially with this level of competition here in the NORA Truck Series?
I mean, any title is huge. I mean, I would argue, any title in NORA is huge as well. I mean, look at tomorrow. You got Vinny, Ronnie, Kleba, and Ryan Bird. That's going to be just as tough as this one is tonight for me. But me personally, being 0 for 4 in my career so far in trucks, trying not to go 0 for 5 is going to be tough for sure. These guys are keeping me honest.
Well, you get a couple of takers to come down to the low line. In fact, most of the drivers come down there to the low line with you. Oh, nope. There we go. And they all sorted out. Reader faked a little bit there. But you got your hands full out there tonight with this competition. You seem to be doing a great job out there in the lead. We'll just leave you back to it. Best of luck to you, and I'm sure we'll be chatting with you at the end of this one.
I hope so, man. That would make my season for sure.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So that's Josh Conover, driver number 17 there at Flatline. This is it, Christian. This is when you really knuckle down. You put all the chips on the table. You put all the cards out there on the table. Everybody's seen what you got. It's Josh Conover who took pole. He's led a whole bunch of laps. There's no question that he's the class of the field right now. How do you protect this lead right now if you're Josh Conover? Do you do anything different for the end of this race? or you just keep doing the same thing that you've been doing all race long?
Well, what he just did right there is a great way, is cutting the dog leg. You can gain about 0.2 of a second by going the whole way down there, and he did a great job there on that restart.
In the meantime...
Oh, Sable got loose there, almost tagged the wall.
Wow, Sable really loose, and now Reeder Jones fighting it out once again for that third spot. Nobody's decided to take it necessarily.
Oh, there goes Sable.
Sable with a lunge down to the inside. Is it going to be anywhere close to enough this time? Is Conover going to be able to get that run off of the high line?
So far, it looks like he's going to have the run. Let's see if he's able to make it stick, though. Sable going to have the preferred line here through 3 and 4. Conover, though, earlier today, he was working that outside, making sure that he had that outside working. And you can see he maybe going to clear Sable here. Almost.
Almost. Oh, we've got Chad Engel in the wall.
Oh, man.
Beautiful paint scheme, though.
Yeah, he just recently became an ambassador for them and wanted a new paint scheme and custom offsets. Look them up. I believe in our Discord he has a link for them. But anyways, back up front, Conover and Sable still battling. Conover was able to clear Sable, and he's going to pull away from him a little bit here. You got to wonder, did Sable already run off his tires that quickly? We saw him get loose once or twice, so it's very possible.
Yeah, certainly Sable's got to be careful. But he just like Reeder are really desperately trying to get that lead away from Conover. I think they know that if they can get up there and into the lead, they're in vastly more control over what happens at the end of this race. Cody Height entering and exiting the pits.
I believe that's a case of running too low on the track, and it registered that he was coming in, but he did not.
That's exactly right. Happened last night, happened tonight. We'll have to make sure we don't believe everything that our software tells us. But right now, Brian Jones has slipped back into 5th place. So our championship 4 have been divided by 1.
Yeah.
So,
and you can't really say, like, oh, well, he's running for a championship. Why would a guy not running for it go up and pass him? Well, he's got his own battle that he's running in that 3 truck. He's going for an owner's title, and he's got to catch up to that 9 truck who's leading it right now. So he doesn't care if Brian Jones is trying to get up there to win a championship. He's got his own to go win.
Certainly. 2 different championships playing out on the same night. How about John Cottle for Hollinger Racing, now shown up in the 6th spot, up 12 positions here tonight. So he's having a fantastic run as well. He's another guy that we've talked about on and off throughout the season. Cottle's led races. He's been up there in the mix a few times, typically running somewhere in the top 5 or near the top 5. We've got a caution for Anthony Campbell once again, and I think this is probably going to be his second cause caution.
Yeah, he has already taken it into the pits, and that is a significant amount of damage there on that number 1 truck. And I believe the caution is just going to come out because he pulls over and stops.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Did the thing lose power? What happened here?
Oh man.
This happened much earlier than the software triggered it. Okay. So, coming through the corner.
Oh, man.
Yep.
And grenade it.
The grenade comes here in a little bit.
Yeah, in this circumstance, you just gotta learn to Alt F4 instead, not come over here and then come to a stop. Yeah, you gotta Alt F4 in that circumstance.
Back to the live picture here. Conover, Sable, Jones, everybody coming into the pits now, with the exception of Cody Height and David McGuire, who circulate to the front.
This could be the last stop. This is going to be big. The race off pit road. Here comes Reeder. Let's see if Josh Conover can beat him out. Jones going to take 2 tires.
Jones does.
Oh no!
The
Norman
gutsy
goes
call.
second.
Reeder beats him out as well.
Oh wow, Conover, he called it. He called a shot. He said, "This is usually when it happens. Someone's gonna take 2 tires, and I'm gonna get beat out of pit road."
Well,
it always happens.
I don't know. Now Conover moving ahead. The way that it looked to us with our timing software was Reeder had
he's got less distance to get to the line, so he was able to absolutely gun it to get to the line. The pit exit line isn't the line that determines the positioning, so it's kind of a weird situation there. But the line for the pit exit that counts the position is right in front of Josh Conover's box, so that's why he's going to be able to beat Reeder out of pit road.
Yeah, and talk about an advantage. Well, we were, Brian Jones brought up the fact that Reeder got to pit on the curve. But in fact, Conover getting that first box, he, of course, has the ultimate advantage, being able to drive straight off. And that's something we haven't even talked about.
Yeah, I think actually bigger news than any of this right now is the fact that Cody Height is leading this race, and he's in that Owners' Championship battle, and he decided to stay out here. And I think he's not going to come in this time, so I think Cody Height and McGuire are going to be the leaders of this race, and Conover is probably saying, "Oh no, not again, not 4 years in a row."
Well, this one is far from being done and dusted, but the real problem for Conover is that he's sitting, he's got Norman ahead of him, and he's got Brian Jones up into third. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's not only that he's now a ways out of the lead from where he was before, controlling the front of this race, and he may or may not be able to take that over with Cody Height just simply pitting. But Brian Jones is now 2 positions ahead of him, and that means he's got to work his way not only through one car, but another car to get around. We've seen how difficult it is to pass here tonight, and certainly Jones is someone who knows how to make his truck very wide on any track. So difficult. I mean, we knew that something could happen, and well, commentators curse. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know what Jones is going to do here, because Cody Height's probably going to spin tires a little bit. If Jones maybe gets underneath him going into turn 1, it'll be 3 wide, and then maybe Conover can just sneak by. And there's so many circumstances that can happen. I mean, oh man, I'm nervous.
No need to be nervous. These are professionals, trained professionals out here in the NORA Truck Series. Oh, Cody gets a great run. I don't think anyone expected that kind of a run, and McGuire actually holds his own on the start as well, though he drifts up the track. Oh, no!
Man, Reeder's involved in this one.
Slossing around.
Sable involved, too.
Sable. Oh, my goodness me, how this affects things. Eric Sable.
Oh, man. He's missing a left front. He's got a lot of damage on that thing. Oh,
Cody
man.
Reeder involved in this one as well, back now into 14th place. So that's
yeah, I believe he actually caused this one.
Well, we're going to back this one up, and Christian's going to walk us through it here, but
yeah,
you're
this
right.
one's going to be a tough one.
Cody Reeder, well, we can take it slow too, give ourselves a little bit of a chance to catch up on this one.
Yeah, you can see how already he's really tight on the back of Norman. Norman checks up right here because McGuire hits the bump wrong. And then you can see Reeder takes it 5 wide here. Oh, and okay, so yeah, Blade Timmons doesn't know that he's 5 wide, comes up the track into Reeder, and then Reeder into Sable. You can see the left front come off of Sable's car then. And Timmons, instead of locking it up, I think just lets the truck roll right back into Sable. There it goes. And he's going to hit him pretty hard there. Boom, right there he goes and goes around.
So we'll watch this one play out one more time in real time from above.
Oh, man, just nothing Sable could do. And then thinks he's clear of it and gets tagged again.
On board with Sable.
Well, Jones said the key to it is going to be staying clean, and Sable and Reeder both have some damage here, so now it's looking like Conover and Jones are the two that are going to be going for this.
I mean, it isn't over yet. Still a long ways to go, but you're right. It's
Cautions
looking
breed cautions. Never over.
looking quite prophetic what Brian Jones had just said not that long ago. Certainly, we'll watch here from Todd Slauson, who also gets involved in this incident.
Yeah, he was suspended last week, came back for one final race this season. Doesn't look like he really touches anything. Just goes for a loop. One final race with Little Caesars on the hood, hot and ready.
And it's been an interesting run this season for Slauson, who was so close to making the playoffs.
Yeah, very close to getting his first win too. He's had a great year. I would say this is his best season, and next year we're hoping for an even better one.
Absolutely. He's had some good runs, but how about this strat from Cody Height? And he's going to stay out there right now.
It worked on the first restart. Here's the question though: what lane are you going to take here? Because Cody Height probably going to take the inside. I'm assuming Brian Jones will take the outside, but where does Conover go? Does he go to the bottom to try to make this thing 3 wide? Or does he follow Jones knowing that he's going to be quicker than Cody through turns 1 and 2?
That's the
Decisions.
million-dollar question. That is the championship question right there, because wrong call here could mean devastation. But the right call could lead to potentially winning this race. So
He's going to take the inside.
He's gonna follow Cody Height instead of Brian Jones. Interesting call.
I think his idea is going to be, you know what, I'm going to take this thing 3 wide in turn 1. I'm going to cut the dog leg as much as I can. And, I mean, in his mind, he's thinking, if I get into Cody Height, guess who's above him? Brian Jones. So it'll take 2 and 1.
Well,
But
and again,
I mean, Josh is going to want to win this thing fair, but, you know, you never know. Could happen.
again, controlling the front of this race has been so key here tonight. Seems like whoever's up there in the front is almost impossible to be able to beat. So I think if anyone knows that, it's Conover right now. And about to see this one go green, and Cody Height gets another great run. Conover, fantastic run on that green flag. He's going to make the move on Brian Jones. He's going to get second place, and he's going to go for first. Here comes Brian Jones.
Start.
Jones pushing Height out of the way. Height racing for that owner's championship. Almost gets run into by Everett Couch. Conover takes that lead away, but Brian Jones right there racing side by side through the dog leg.
Oh, he cleared him. Oh, what a battle. And now Conover going to take his line away. He's going to jump up high, take that lane away, give the dirty air to Jones. Jones gets a good run. I think he's going to take it low here. Oh, he stays back behind him. Oh, man. He is right on his bumper, if we can get a view of that. Look at this. And Everett Couch is in this thing, too. He's staying right behind Brian Jones in that 32 truck.
Absolutely. And David McGuire has stayed in this as well. So Height and McGuire still in the middle of this one. Oh, do we have an incident? It's
Angle into the wall. Oh, we're going to have more. Oh, man.
Gladilich.
They were like 5 wide down the backstretch there.
Gladilich falling a ways off. Engel falling well off the pace, but so far not bringing out the yellow flag. Back to it here at the front. Josh Conover, your leader. Jones in second. Couts in third. McGuire in fourth. John Cottle holding down fifth place. Roddy Norman now racing side by side with Cody Height.
And that championship battle for the owner's points, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is right now Cody Height. Unless Brian Jones is in the battle, I think he might be. We'll have to take a look here real quick. Yeah, he is in the battle, so Brian Jones is leading the owner's points championship currently.
Definitely. So, reminder, it's the 9 of JRC Sim Team, which is Eric Sable, Brian Powell Motorsports, number 45, which is Brian Jones, Flatline Motorsports, number 3, which is being driven by Blade Timmons tonight, and Hollinger Racing, number 16, which is driven by Cody Height. That's your 4 Owners Points Championship drivers.
Here comes Ronnie Norman. He's going to make a move here on Caudle to the inside. Not quite able to get to him. This is actually a throwback to the truck that he won in last year. He ran NOS Energy and won at Phoenix, so he's running NOS Energy for the first time this season in the Truck Series.
That's a good-looking machine. It's a nice paint scheme on there. Whoever designed that did a really good job.
Yeah, it was thrown together last minute, so I'm glad I was able to get it done for him.
Well, Ronnie has looked stellar out there tonight. He was up in the lead for a little bit. He's kind of been right there around the top 5. He hasn't been in the top 5, but he's been...
Well, he led laps earlier.
Yeah, no, he did lead for a little bit of time. Ronnie really bouncing that truck through the dog leg. Now, where's Eric Sable and Cody Reeder? How about 9th and 10th? So they haven't been too damaged, Christian. They're still in this fight, but they've got to come forward a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to ask, especially with only 31 laps left in this race. So they got a lot to overcome, but anything can happen. You know, Brian Jones is still in striking distance of Conover. They could get into it and wreck each other. So it's still possible that, you know, Sable and Reeder could come out on top.
Well, we'll wait for them to make their arrival up here into the front. You can see them back there a little ways. But right now it's side by side between Ronnie Norman and David McGuire for position. These 4 continue to battle each other and swap positions. Caudle there in 4th place, up 14 positions tonight. Got Norman, McGuire, O'Connor all part of this battle right now.
A little contact there from McGuire.
Absolutely a little bit of contact. And in the meantime, look at Cody Reeder.
McGuire into the wall.
McGuire starting to show the age on those tires, perhaps. Cody Reeder going to take advantage now up into 9th. He's going to try to take 8th, and he does from David McGuire. Eric Sable right on his tail, following him through the field. Are we going to see Reeder and Sable able to get up there and join with the top 2 of Conover and Jones before this is all over? Maybe make this the championship 4 all up there once again in the top 4.
If we have a caution, I would say, yeah, absolutely. They can possibly get up there with some strategy. But if this thing stays green, they just have too much damage to get up there into the top 4.
Well, Height now drifting backwards, but it is pushing Reeder now up into 7th place. McGuire slipping back into 10th. Cody Height in between Cody Reeder and Eric Sable. Meanwhile, up front, he's back in the front. He's back in control. This is Josh Conover. He took the regular season championship, and he is doing everything he can right now to try to take the overall NORA Truck Series championship for 2023. Just 25 laps remain for Josh Conover. Brian Jones back here in 2nd place. He's given it his all, but unfortunately, he's just that little bit slower. Although I say that this last lap, he was just a tiny bit faster. So is Jones going to be able to reel him in if it stays green? I don't know if he's got the pace to be able to do it, but he is certainly flying that truck around here in Phoenix.
Yeah, and even if he does catch him, it's a matter of can you pass him? Because Conover, he's really good at mirror driving. He's going to see what lane you're using. He's going to go up and take that away and make you get aero tight. you can see just that lap he started running that top, give Brian Jones a dirty air.
And that's always been the age-old saying. It's one thing to catch, then to get by is a totally separate thing. And here at a place like Phoenix, where passing is at a premium, you don't want to find yourself in second place. That being said, should we see a yellow, everything may change here in the context of this race. But right now, if it stays green, I mean, Conover is... I mean, there goes Jones down there trying to shave as much time off as he can. He took 3/1000ths of a second that time.
I actually got a message, and it says Josh Conover has turned his mirrors off, and he has put tape over the in-car one. He is not looking in that mirror. It is all out front and running qualifying-type laps right now, just trying to be perfect every single lap to stay in front of Brian Jones.
Well, that's true, but then you get the harmonics of hearing the...
you hear everything.
You're going to hear that. Yeah, not only do you hear it and you start to think, if it's real life, you're starting to think, am I hearing something going wrong with this thing? Yeah. But no, you're hearing Brian Jones approaching, and you're thinking, okay, is he getting closer? Is he not getting closer? But you're absolutely right. It's just you and the track if you're Josh Conover right now. That's all that matters. Clicking off the laps, 21 laps, you and the flatline number 17 Chevy and this track here in Phoenix, that is all that stands between you and a championship. Don't do anything silly. Don't make any moves that you wouldn't normally do. And you can hold on and take this victory and the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah, I know we're not supposed to have favorites, and you know, we're supposed to be I forget the word for it, but
impartial.
Yeah, impartial, but I can't. I've been racing with Josh for 7 years, and to see him win a championship would be amazing. So I'm definitely pulling for that 17 truck.
Well, and to get to call a championship, that would be also phenomenal. 20 laps to go. Sponsored by Snyder Graphics, Facebook.com/Snyder Graphics, and just quickly looking through the field here. Well, look, this NOS energy drink. This paint scheme came together real fast. But look how slick it is. And, of course, that one was, in fact, painted by none other than Snyder Graphics. What a beautiful paint scheme that is. And then you got this little Caesars one, Snyder Graphics as well. Chad Engel with a brand new paint scheme before this race. Absolutely looking stellar for his new sponsor. So if you're out there, you got a new sponsor, you got something in mind that you want for a special paint scheme, head over to Snyder Graphics, Facebook.com/Snyder Graphics. And he does, of course, all of the different cars here on iRacing. He'll make whatever scheme you need, but other types of graphic design as well. So feel free to hit him up over there, Facebook.com/Snyder Graphics.
Yeah, and as much as I love the airtime for my business, I tell you what, Conover's starting to pull away from Brian Jones. He has now gapped him to 1.5 seconds. Jones starting to fall off here, and we did talk to Brian Jones, and he said if I'm going to win this championship, I'm going to need some chaos, because I don't think I have anything for that 17, and sure enough, that 17 truck pulling away here from the 45 Brian Jones. But battle heating up here. Norman right on the back bumper of his teammate Everett Couts. And now Cody Reeder. The determination in that 85 truck. Here he comes. He's trying to get up there and get into the top 3 and get into a position where he could possibly catch up to the other 2 if there's a caution.
Well, again, yeah, if you get that caution, you'd be in a place where you could make a lunge at it to try to take this lead away from Conover, and that's all this can be about, because I don't know. I mean, you just put it out there. You do everything you can. Now, I was going to say, either way, you're getting a chance to broadcast and call this championship, and may or may not get that opportunity to be in the booth next season if you're going to be racing or whatever is your plan, or doing race control, etc. But either way, you get a chance to call Josh winning or losing a championship. So it'll be memorable either way.
Yeah, I mean, this season's been memorable for me. I haven't been able to call an entire season with anyone. Even when I was broadcasting myself, I was fired mid-season, and oh no, a caution.
And we have a caution. It's David McGuire who causes it.
Oh, man.
Christian, reset everything.
Who's taking 2 tires? Who's not pitting? What's the strategy here?
This was a single truck accident, and one might wonder how many 20s were floated over to the PayPal account of David McGuire for that one.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
You might
Someone
just
gave him a little bit of green to spin. His arm got itchy, you know? He pulled a Michael Waltrip.
Absolutely. Well, look at this, Christian. Everybody now into the pits. And it is that question, who's taking 2? Who's going to fake and take none? What is the plan here? I'm surprised nobody decided to stay out.
Yeah, I think you can't stay out. I mean, 2 tires is going to be very tough to run on. I think it's going to be everyone 4 tires, but this has to be the best stop of the season here for Conover. Smooth into the box, no mistakes.
Cody
Jones
Height, once again,
also
misses his box.
He must have one right in the corner. Cody Reeder, he's already out. Jones is
Brian
out.
Jones. Brian
took
Jones and Reeder.
Oh, man.
Conover takes 4. Brian Jones, Everett Couts, and Cody Reeder decide to take 2. And we're going to have about 9 laps to go when we come back here live on VirtualRacing.Network. We're going to take a momentary break. We'll be right back here in just a moment. Stick around. This is going to be one heck of a finish. Welcome back live here on VirtualRacing.Network. We are set for one fantastic finish as a late race caution has opened the door for some drivers to take just 2 right side tires, and Josh Conover decided to gamble and not only take 4 tires, but he also went down to the low line, which allowed Ronnie Norman to get by. The green flag is out. Just 9 laps to go. Side by side between Cody Reeder and Everett Couts for second. They're stacked up 3 and 4 wide behind. Cody Reeder moves into solid control of second place. Conover looking to the inside of Couts. He's going to get that position away from Couts, and now Conover, he's the only one out there in the top with the 4 fresh tires. Is he going to be able to hold off Couts. Couts still racing him hard, and now Cotto gets up there and almost takes out Couts. Looks like we've got
loose.
We've got
Conover
another
was
car,
outside.
another truck having an issue a little bit further back. Conover, he's going to try to take that look down to the inside. Reeder continuing to get loose. Is that two-tire call now really starting to punish Reeder? We've got a yellow flag.
Was Conover ahead of Reeder? He was.
And it's Todd Slauson from Full Send Motorsports who brings
Look at
out
Sable. Seventh place, my goodness.
Sable in 7th. Slauson brings out this caution. Let's just take a look at what happened with the hot and ready machine.
Oh, man. Just braked a little bit late in the corner, gets into the back of Torn Shirts. Good save by the 33. 22 goes around, though. No, not too much damage here.
Well, Shirts is now in the pit, so...
Oh, he might have then eventually snapped it back to the right here. We'll have to see. Yeah, right there. Harper gets into him and hard hit into the wall.
Definitely a hard hit. Well,
I think he came back up and maybe doored Harper there under caution. Wasn't too happy with him getting into him, but at least it looked like he was after him. But anyways, the up front, man, it's going to be Jones, Conover, and Reeder front three. Who's going to be willing to use their bumper? Because I think that's the only way this thing's going to end, is someone sending the other.
Well, we hope it doesn't turn into that kind of a show, but then again, that's exactly what Brian Jones says he needed to win this one, and perhaps that's what he needs, is he needs
That's what some fans like to see, is, you know, these guys, you know, taking the gloves off and throwing a few jabs at each other, getting some post-race activity. You know, these guys can't box in pit road, unfortunately. We don't have that yet in iRacing. But maybe you just flip on a video game console with a wrestling type thing and you go at it in there.
Well, Brian Powell joins us in the chat room. Great to have you with us. Of course, he's rooting on his driver, Brian Jones, out there. We kind of miss you out there. Also, Powell, I'd love to see you out there. He says, cheat code activates with 10 to go. Indeed. And Stephen Dombrowski says, sorry, I'm late. Full send. Well, indeed, Ronnie Norman sitting back here in 4th place. He might have a chance at this win after all, but so far it's been the Drivers' Championship guys up there in the top 3.
Man, if you weren't nervous that last restart, now the nerves have been jacked up about 3 or 4 times as much as they were.
Well, this is it, Christian. It is down to the last 5 laps. Brian Jones, Josh Conover in 2nd place. Cody Reeder going to be starting in 3rd. Eric Sable in 8th place, trying to fight it out for that Drivers' Championship. Of course, if Jones manages to take the win here tonight, he will, of course, also take the Owners' Championship, which Brian Powell would love to see, as Brian Powell is, of course, the owner of Brian Powell Motorsports. So,
oh, look at this. Conover takes the inside and gives Reeder the outside. I think he's thinking to be as close to Jones as he can and try to take it 3 wide going into 1.
Well, that's what you said before, and I think maybe he saw something in those 2 tires from Reeder starting to go away. Maybe he thinks that's going to happen with Jones, and he'll get his opportunity to jump Jones on this start. But this is it, Christian.
3 laps.
3 laps to decide the NORA Truck Series Championship for 2023.
And not a single butt is in those seats up in the stands. Everyone standing for this final restart, possible final restart. Jones with a good start. Conover kind of sleeping a little bit, but he's going to dive down as low as he can here. Reeder too. He's going to dive too.
Looking for that position. He's not going to get it. Conover back into 3rd place. Here comes Cody Reeder in 2nd. Is he going to be able to take a look on Brian Jones for the lead? They're still stacked up a little bit further back. Conover to the inside. He and Reeder are going to try to fight it out as they head back to the line with 2 to go. There's Conover. He's going to take
Jones
it
got
low.
loose.
Jones did get loose. That opens up the door. Conover to the outside on Jones. He drifts up in front of Cody Reeder. And now it's
They're
3 wide.
for the championship.
3 wide, and they bang doors. It's Conover on the high line. Jones on the low line. 2 to go. 1 more at the stripe. Conover.
What a move.
Fantastic
Oh,
move.
man.
Jones still gets loose. Jones.
He cleared him.
He does clear him 1 more time around for Conover to take this championship. Will he hold on? Will it be Brian Jones? Will it be Cody Reeder? Eric Sable has gained 2 more spots up into 5th. It's too little too late. Conover
Jones isn't close enough. He's going to try.
He puts a gap on Jones. 1 more corner. Here it is across the start-finish stripe. It is Josh Conover who gets the championship. And chaos
and
erupts
Norman,
behind.
Terrible crash. Oh, man.
Well,
He's going to the infield care center. My goodness.
A number of drivers are, but Cody Reeder survives to 3rd. Roddy Norman.
He's being life flighted.
Yeah, we hope for his recovery quickly. He's being taken to the infield care center, has exited the vehicle.
Everyone coming up, congratulating Conover, giving him the bump. Careful, don't turn him. Easy.
There's Josh Conover taking the championship here in Phoenix. What a fantastic race. What a fantastic final call to take those 4 tires. As I said, you know, he just got loose. It was, we'll take a look here at the championship winning move.
Man, what a move it was. Jones got a little bit loose coming out of turn 4. Josh Conover goes the whole way down through the dog leg, and Jones gets loose, comes down to try to block him, and Conover gets to his right rear, and then they were 3 wide because Reeder dive bombs the corner. So let's take a look here from possibly the blimp cam. Here we go. This is where it happens. Jones, not a good run off the corner, gets loose, comes down. There goes Conover, gets up to the outside, and then Reeder with an amazing move right here, dives into the corner. They're 3 wide right here, and Conover just rolls to the top.
They bang.
A little bit of contact.
Right there.
And Jones wasn't giving him any room, but Conover didn't need it. He's going to roll the top again.
That's
and
exactly
then Jones got loose again right there. That's what ended that.
Yeah, the 4 tires right there were the deciding factor. Once Conover could force Jones to have to really push, that was the deciding factor.
Yeah, and you can see Jones, he was still loose through that entire corner, so he wasn't able to stay close enough to even try to move Conover. And then if we take a step back, right on board with Norman for this real quick, we switch to that 6 truck, because here he comes. Boom! Into the wall.
Oh, man, he just gets
My
tagged
goodness.
several times over, come to the line. Fortunately, that occurred after.
To start finish line. Yeah, he finished 4th. So good recovery there for Norman.
Let's see if we can see exactly what took place there coming to that start-finish stripe from Norman. So
I think Reeder gets loose because he's in the throttle as hard as he can, just trying to hope that both of them got into the wall. You can see right here, he's full throttle right now. And then he goes sideways and wham. That's one of the craziest crashes I've seen at Phoenix in a long time.
Well, that was quite phenomenal. We're going to get the final results up here on the screen for everyone, and we are going to get a chance to chat with our top 3 finishers tonight, as well as your champion, Josh Conover. Stay tuned here. We'll be right back. And welcome back here on VirtualRacing.Network. You saw it live. It was quite the finish and exactly what we would expect after an entire season with the NORA Truck Series. Such phenomenal racing all season long. To see it come down to basically a green-white checker, and for it to come down to a tire strategy decision, as well as to some extremely hard racing that brings out the best in these drivers. It's Josh Conover who prevails, and for the first time ever, he takes his first Truck Series championship. Congratulations to him, with, of course, taking the win for Flatline Motorsports. Second place going to Brian Jones, and yes, that is in fact good enough for him to take the Owners Championship. So congratulations to Brian Powell out there in our YouTube chat room. You're now an Owners Champion. And third place going to Cody Reeder. Fourth to Ronnie Norman. Fifth to Everett Couch. Sixth to Eric Sable, who fought so hard to work his way back into this one. But unfortunately for Cody and for Eric, it was too difficult to recover after that earlier incident. Tim Harper finishing in 7th place. 8th going to John Cottle. 9th to Blade. 10th to Joshua O'Connor. 11th to Cody Height. 12th Chad Engel. 13th Jacob Gladelich. 14th Torrin Schertz. 15th Christopher Heights. 16th Todd Slauson. 17th to David McGuire. 18th to Anthony Campbell. 19th going to Zach Hollinger. And that was it tonight, as Nick Geilis was running RC. And Christian, this was amazing race. I believe we're going to get a chance to chat first with Cody Reeder, our third place finisher for KPR Motorsports.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull him up here for you. There he is.
Cody, fantastic race. It didn't quite play out the way that you needed it to. You, unfortunately, were caught up in an incident along with your championship rival, Eric Sable. You guys had to work all the way back through this field. And you gave it a valiant effort, but it just wasn't there in the cards tonight.
Yeah, stings a bit. But what do you do, you know?
Well, you walk away knowing that you took third here tonight. You had a solid chance to take this championship, and you represented KPR Motorsports very well. If things had been a little different, I think it could have been your night tonight.
Yeah, it started in qualifying. I really was saving. I was saving what I had in practice, just so nobody had an advantage watching my laps and that kind of thing. And I mean, no offense to Josh or anybody else, but I really felt we were going to lay down a really fast lap, and that would have kind of changed the trajectory of the race a little bit, which could have been, you know, you never know. It could have made an impact. It could have not. You just never know. But I mean, I had to race through the field twice tonight, and I really had to earn it. There wasn't a lot of breaks given out, which, not looking for hand-me-outs. I just thought that I had a lot to race for tonight, and it seemed like the other guys were racing like they did too. So it is what it is. But congrats to Josh. He's deserved it for a few years. It just came up a little short. It's a bummer, but you know, I took 2 tires there at the end. I had to do just what I could to get ahead of everybody because I was kind of behind the 8 ball after getting wrecked. But yeah, overall, great season. It sucks coming up short, but yeah, what do you do?
Well, I guess next season you'll have a while to think about what you could have fixed in this race and in this season, and I guess you come back even stronger. Cody, you were a fantastic racer this season, and you gave it your all here tonight. It was a very difficult competition out there tonight. Who do you want to thank for your season and for your run to third here in the championship?
Yeah, I want to thank Garrett. He was spotting me all season. He's done a great job. One of my best friends, and shout him out. Got to thank God, obviously. Thank my wife and for letting me do this every week. I want to shout out my little girl, Aniston. I was really hoping to bring home the trophy tonight and dedicate this one to my cousin Logan, but maybe that'll come next year. But you guys all year, you guys did a great job bringing the action to our friends and family. So thank you guys. Hopefully you're back next season. And shout out to, obviously, like I mentioned, Josh as a champion, and everybody tuning in. Got to thank also, Dustin. He's racing for a championship tomorrow night. Couldn't do it for KPR tonight, so hopefully he can bring one home for us.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for the kind words, and certainly tomorrow night will be interesting to watch right here on VirtualRacing.Network. But Cody, you've been fantastic all season, and best of luck to you in the off season, and see you next season as well.
All right, thanks, guys.
So that is Cody Reeder finishing in third place here tonight, and he had the truck to easily finish second or first if things had been a little bit different. But as they were, it was a hard-fought race. He finished in third. So now we get a chance to bring in our second place finisher tonight. And it's so weird to say that because most of the season, if this guy was anywhere near the top of the running order, he would end up in the top spot at the end of the night. But Brian, tonight, you gave it your all. You had some clever pit strategy there. You took just 2 tires. You were in the lead, but it just wasn't enough to hold off that guy Josh Conover.
Yeah, I think it really kind of started with qualifying. I had kind of a bad qualifying effort. Put me kind of behind the ball in track position. Was just fighting the whole race to get up there. I knew at some point I was going to have to take a gamble. And I had a good opportunity. A couple times I took just right side tires, and there at the end, Josh had 4 and I had left side tires that had probably 50 laps on them. So I absolutely did not have the grip. And he did what he had to do.
He did do what he had to do, but you kind of did what you needed to do. You were up there in the lead. Was there a strategy that you thought, I'll just protect the inside, I'll force him to the outside? Did you think that the 2 tires would hold? Did you think 4 tires would just have been the absolute wrong call? What was going through your mind when you decided to take those 2?
Well, I had to take 2 for the track position. I mean, the entire race I was taking 4 and just fighting with Cody for 4th or 5th place the entire race. It wasn't going to work out. I needed the track position. And there was an opportunity there where we took 4, and then there was probably, 8 laps on the tires before we came back down again. I was like, okay, we got 8 or 10 laps on the tires. I'm just going to take right sides. And that was my opportunity. And I think at every single point I made the right call. It's just the cards that I was dealt today with my qualifying position and the track position throughout the race. But, I had to take 2 when I did. It was the right move at the right part of the race, and it just wasn't enough.
Well, it was a stellar season. I mean, there was quite a few races where I think both Christian and I were feeling like you were definitely on the road to finishing and winning this championship. It's got to feel a little bittersweet for you to come up just short and end up in second place, but at the same time, you have so much positive to take from this season. What are you going to be thinking about going into the off season and thinking about coming back for next season?
I don't know. I'm just hoping that the league. I think we've been around for 4 years now. I've been in it for 3 years. I've won 2 championships. This is Josh's first championship, so big congrats to him. It's been a long time coming for him. I just hope that we can come back and race it again next year.
Well,
I just want to step in real quick. We don't want to gloss over the fact that you won the owner's title here tonight.
That's absolutely true.
So yeah, you come away with 1 championship at least.
Oh well, I'll let my owner know, and he will be happy about that.
I'm so sorry I glossed that over. I'm so focused on the Drivers' Championship. Yeah, that is quite a prestigious thing to take home, that Owners' Championship. Brian Powell joining us over in the YouTube chat. And, that's got to be a nice saving grace to know that you do bring home some hardware after all.
Yeah, maybe he'll, up my salary and give me a bonus. So that's what's plus.
Well, either way, you're definitely the front-running guy over there. I know Brian was out there for part of the season, and it'd be great to see him back, or at least it would be great to see him in the car. But anyway, fantastic running out there, Brian. You did a bang-up job all season long, and it'll be great to see you come back next season and retake that championship.
Yes, sir. Just got to give a big shout out to my sponsors, Cars and Bids. If you're looking for an enthusiast car, you can go to carsandbids.com and get you a car today. Also want to thank Racing with Rich Energy.
Definitely. Well, get in all of your thanks and all of your shout outs.
Oh, got to shout out you guys. You know, you and Trevor and Christian. You guys at VirtualRacing.Network do a great job. Some of the best quality on YouTube for iRacing. You guys do a good job every week.
Well, thank you very much, and certainly we wish you the best in the off season, and we'll see you back here again for the NORA Truck Series 2024. Good luck.
Thanks.
So that is Brian Jones, who wins the Owners' Championship for Brian Powell Motorsports. Comes up just one position shy of winning the overall championship. And Christian, I believe you are now going to get a chance to catch up with the regular season champion. And I mean, it was a shock way that he won the regular season championship, and I suppose it's fitting that it was a shock to see him win the same way here in the postseason.
Yeah, he's had some interesting interviews throughout the season, so this one's going to be probably the most interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Conover over here. Josh, after 5 years, 5 championship runs, you're finally able to punch that ticket and get that championship. Man, tell me how this one feels.
It's funny enough, I was talking to the Icon guys, and I said, man, I was shaking. Like, my blood sugar was 0. I was more nervous doing that than I was leading a dirt race in the micro on a Saturday night, that's for sure.
And I was, I'm supposed to be impartial up here, but I was pulling for you the entire time. I'm sure you'll see that whenever you watch back. But, man, I've raced with you for, I think, going on 6 or 7 years, and to see you win this championship, it's awesome. It was an honor to be able to call it. Yeah, man, tell us about that move. I mean, the move you pulled going to Brian Jones's outside, did you think that it was gonna, like, did you know it was gonna stick, or were you just throwing a Hail Mary at that point?
You talking like when Reader came 3 wide with us?
Yeah, whenever you went up to the outside there going into turn 1.
Kind of had an idea it was gonna stick. We were calling him Vinny Knaus on the box tonight. He was helping me out, and we were kind of playing the fuel game all night. At least for me, I guess the way I was driving it, it was free, obviously colder tires with the extra fuel load. So after that first run, we kind of played the fuel game. We wouldn't fill it, all the way, just enough to get us to, the end of the stage, or, the end of the next stage, whatever the case would be. So when we pitted, this last couple stops, we weren't putting fuel in, which I'm sure nobody else was either, but we had probably less than what they had to begin with too, plus obviously 4 tires compared to their 2. So I kind of knew what I was going to have getting in there. My worry wasn't even really Reader forcing it 3, because at that point, we're all going for the win. I thought for sure I was fencing myself off of 2. I got back in the gas and it stuck. I'm like, all right, we're going good. It's sticking, and here comes the wall. It's sticking too good. And then, we obviously ended up making it. But I thought for sure I was going to pancake it, and you were going to see 3 playoff trucks go spinning the inside wall.
Well, I think Jones did make contact with your door whenever you kept it off the wall. I think he was expecting the same thing, so he was just kind of pushing you up there. But, man, that's got to be one of the best finishes I've seen this season. I mean, 3 wide for a championship. It wasn't just for a race win, it's for a championship. So you guys put on an absolutely amazing show here tonight. And, this has been the best season that I've been a part of for the NORA Truck season. And, I can't wait to be a part of it next year. And I'm kind of sad that you're going up. I don't get to race against you for a championship this time.
Yeah, I always said since season 1, which because you've been here all 5 years, I wanted to win one before moving up. And then, thinking about it back and forth with Vinny and a couple other guys, I was kind of, I guess fed up would be the word, kind of just, I want to go up, I want to get out of this. It's meant to be the development series, and I know a lot of us don't really need the developing per se, but I think move up, win it or not, whatever, and then just to lead like I did, get the pole, lead like I did, and run like I did. I didn't even really expect that. All day I figured these guys were going to be, in my shoes, leading and battling for the lead, and I'd be, 5th or 6th and struggling. And then I don't know, this place somehow, some way, when they moved the start-finish line, I gained a couple tenths, and I've loved it. So it's going to be bittersweet, not rolling into Daytona with a truck with my name on it for sure, but I guess we could say we went out on the best note we could, right?
Yeah, I mean, winning the race and the championship, that's the absolute best note you can go out on. So, again, man, congrats on the championship. Well deserved. Before we let you go tonight and get your celebrating underway, I'm sure you're going to pop a bottle of champagne and celebrate. Who you want to give a shout out for this championship here?
Well, because it's the end of the year, before I even get to that, I'll say you guys for the broadcast, and a little biased on this one. Definitely want to go back and watch it. 17 was out front for a good bit, and finally got one. But like I said, you guys for the broadcast. Obviously we got some time for the season, but we'll see what happens. Obviously with that, I won't get into too many details until tomorrow night. But just you guys, like I said, for the broadcast, and everybody that ran. I said it pre-race. It's been a great year, if not one of the best truck years we've had. Obviously from season 1, I'm pretty sure we've done the 10 truck playoff or whatever, and this year I think we had 8 or 9 different winners. We were literally one person getting in on points, I believe 1 or 2 or something like that. And just the racing in general, like I said, there's probably a handful I could say that could probably move up and run Cup for points and make that your top premier series like it is. But the guys that have run, myself, Brian, Reeder, etc., and even like the owners guys like Ronnie, Everett, we're top 5 tonight. It's fun to come out and run with them. Obviously everybody has their rough nights, but it's a blast. It really is, and I'm honored to put the league on for these guys, and obviously, like I said, hopefully put on a good show for you and Trevor to call, and just I'm excited for 2024. Like I said, it's bittersweet knowing I won't have a truck unload with my name on it. I'll be either broadcasting or RC, whatever the case may be with Nick, because I think he said he's moving up too. But it'll be different going into a Cup race, having to worry about points now too.
Oh man, it's been a heck of a season. Tomorrow I believe you're joining us in the booth. I don't know if that's still your plan. I'm hoping to get to call the race with you tomorrow, but if we're not able to, so be it. But hopefully we're able to call that one and call a fantastic Cup series, because that season's been amazing too, and you still got a chance to win another championship before the season's over. You could go out and have one of your drivers win the championship tomorrow. So real quick before we finish this out, what are you going into tomorrow thinking? Who's going to win it?
I mean, I'd be lying if we didn't say one of my drivers. I feel like we've had this conversation before too. We got a 50-50 shot. Vinny's in there and Ronnie got in as well. So we got 2 flatline cars going for it. So we'll see. I'm up in the air now for the broadcast. I told Vinny, because he said he'd spot for me tonight and be Mr. Vinny Canals for me. And he asked me to return the favor for him if we pulled it off, because we did it at Dega when I was suspended. And I said, well, let me see how tonight goes. If I'm in a good mood and we can somehow pull this off, I'll probably jump on the box for you, and I'll be your Josh Knaus. But we'll see. Like I said, I don't know. I might be able to pull a little bit of both. I might just hop in and be a pit reporter for you guys or something, jump in and kind of hang out for a second under green if they get spaced out, and then whenever the driver needs me, like he's going for a title or something, I don't know. But no, yeah, like I said, if he needs me or something, I might hop back. We'll see though. Like I said, we got a couple hours to figure that one out. It's time to bask in 5 years of sweating and going try hard for.
Well, before I actually send you, Trevor, do you want to add anything? Because I know this is the last time, possibly this season in the Truck Series, that you're going to get to talk to Josh. So anything you want to add?
I mean, it was just a pleasure to watch you race in and race out. Always find a way to get from 10th, 12th, 14th. I mean, you do it in the Cup car too, but you somehow managed to get from way back there all the way up to the front, and you did it just enough times to squeak in and get that regular season championship there in that final race. And then here tonight, man, it looked kind of, there were a couple points of this race where it was like, oh man, he's been set back several positions. He's got some real challenges here, but you fought through it, and what a heck of a way to pass everybody and take that win. It's I think for you to win your first championship this way, it's a beautiful thing. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And then even like to go off the first title too, Brian and I were talking, I guess we could say in victory lane, chatting before you guys grabbed him. That was the first time we've ever been able to actually race for a title. You know, he's been here, I think, since season 2 in 2020. He won his first title. And every time we've been in the Final Four together, I've always ended up with damage somehow or, you know, some way at some point in the race, and we've just never even had a chance to race it. So this is the first time we've actually gone, you know, 150 laps, minimal damage, I'll say, and been able to race for it. So it was nice to just, you know, I guess as a playoff driver and stuff too, to be able to have that chance at the end. And like you said, I had to earn it, and that's, you know, exactly what I wanted to do. If they would have got wiped out or something, it would have been nice, but not, you know, as nice. So to be able to race it out, like you just said, means that much more.
Well, we covered it all. You got it in replay forever to remember this moment, and hopefully you get many more championships. But either way, this is one heck of a way to take this one, and I know you'll get a chance to move on to Cup next season. But congrats, Josh. You earned it, and certainly we're looking forward to seeing whether you can get that owner's title next race tomorrow night.
We're going to try. I'm going to be all in them, boys. We got to try and get a flat line sweep.
Well, great having you, Josh. We'll close this one out. Who do you want to thank for your run tonight?
Well, like I said, you guys for the broadcast. Like I said, I'm a little biased now because, you know, first title, but I'll go back and watch it probably first thing tomorrow morning. Heck, I might even start tonight. You know, I've never won one of these, so I'm kind of looking like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands now. I'm lost. But like I said, everybody that showed up, I'll post some stats here probably tomorrow once I'm done the replay and stuff, and have some stats posted. Like I said, I think this was the most competitive truck season we've had. You know, close to 10 different winners in the regular season. Playoffs was everything, you know, you could ask for, and even tonight, I think for numerous points, the top 4 were all the Champ 4 drivers. So can't ask for much more, and hopefully tomorrow night ends the NORA season on a high note again.
Yes, sir. Well, congrats. Great series that you run here. And, of course, anybody who wants to get involved for 2024, do so through the Facebook page. You can send a message that way. You can go through iRacing and visit the league. But they'll be talking with you, Josh, and getting them set up. It's never too early to be thinking about next season. We're officially into off season, and you'll be talking with Josh, and this is the way to get into the Truck Series, get your feel for it. Maybe you'll be the one to take the championship, and this could be you up here in the broadcast very, very soon on the screen. So Josh, thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Appreciate you guys. See you guys tomorrow.
So that is Josh Conover at Flatline Motorsports. And Christian, well, it's going to go one of two ways. Either Josh was going to do something stupid and lose the championship, and you're going to get to call that one, or he was going to do something really brilliant and win this championship. And I bet you're pretty happy it was the later one. What did you think of this season, and how about it coming down to this race?
Man, like I said when I was interviewing Josh there, this season has been the absolute greatest truck season that I've been a part of, whether on the track or in the booth. It was absolutely amazing. Kind of bittersweet. This is the last race that I get to broadcast for the Truck Series, with me running next season. So, I mean, at the same time, you know, I'm hoping I can be right where Josh is right now next season, and show that I still got it. But it's been an absolute blast calling these races all season with the Truck Series and the Cup, and we got one more to go for NORA, and then we got that new league coming up, so can't wait for that. I'm planning on being a part of that for at least at least the off season until NORA comes around. But it's been an absolute pleasure. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, it has been a pleasure, and Christian, of course, you're the voice of NORA Truck Series and Cup Series for sure. Great to have you with us, and an eternal part of VirtualRacing.Network. And man, was it fun to cover this Truck Series this season. What a blast. Thanks to all of the great racers who put on great shows race after race. A lot of guys, they barely got into the top 10, but, we called their name as often as we could, and they put on great racing throughout. They kept it clean as much as they could, and they put on a great show. It's sometimes you're racing for 14th place, and that's as far as you're going that night, but you know what? You're raced for 14th. You just get that 1 or 2 positions. That's what it's all about, and that's why you keep coming out race after race. So stick around, and you'll be able to get up there in the top 10 before you know it, and hopefully you'll do that in the next season. Thank you so much to everybody who joined us in YouTube for all of these races. You're the stars. Thank you so much for all the kind words and all the great chats over the course of the season. Thanks for liking all the videos and helping us to share the word out there and helping VirtualRacing.Network to grow. As Christian said, of course, tomorrow night we do end the whole NORA season with the NORA Cup Series and the end of our championship week. You won't want to miss it. Hopefully it'll be just like tonight, a real barn burner. But either way, someone will walk away the NORA Cup Series champion, and it will be a lot of fun to crown the finale race here for the NORA Cup Series. So be here tomorrow night, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time. On behalf of everybody here in the NORA Truck Series, all the admin, all the racers, and everyone else, thanks so much for joining us live. Make sure to like this video and subscribe for more. And on behalf of Christian Snyder, this is Trevor Greenfield signing off for the evening. We'll see you here again tomorrow night. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye-bye.